Okay, so I wanted to do a video because I put some pictures on Facebook yesterday taken by our Saturday girl Eve, who's 13, and I wanted to show you sort of how we set that up, what goes on behind those pictures, and give you some tips about how you can take pictures like that, okay? Because it's not always as straightforward. It depends on the type of camera you've got. If you're using your phone, it'll be a bit different. So I want to give you some tips. So yesterday, Eve was using my camera with a 50mm lens, okay? As you know by now, I'm a big fan of that lens, and that's because it goes down to 1.8, f1.8, so it's wide open, it lets in lots of light, okay? Now when we're taking the pictures, we would have these room lights off, okay? They're on so you can see me, see what I'm doing, all right? But normally the lights would be off, all right? Now if you've got a 50mm lens, it's dead easy because you've got to have some lights. These are tiny little battery operated lights. It's on like a wire, so you can like scrunch them and bend them. But you can use any kind of sort of Christmas lights. But you need that distance. You need the depth. So you need to focus on something that's quite close to you and have the lights in the background. Those are the ones that are going to be the blurry, those kind of little circles. Okay, that kind of effect. All right. So these ones will be a bit clearer. But anything sort of going away from you will be going out of focus, or if they're closer to you, they'll be out of focus. Okay. When you've got that low f number, that 1.8, you get a very narrow band of focus. So that is in focus, and everything else is out of focus. Okay. So that gives us that nice effect. Okay. But what if you haven't got a camera like mine or a 50mm lens? Okay. What if you want to use your phone? Right? Okay. Now you can do it, but it's different. You've got to sort of do a little bit of editing and stuff as well. Let me put my camera down before I drop it. There we go. So, similar setup, you still need that distance, you still need that depth, okay? When you're in your camera mode, in your picture taking mode on the phone, you may also need to, when you tap the screen to get the camera to focus on the edge of the glass, or on the glass, turn the exposure down. So if you're on an iPhone and you've got the sun, sliding your finger up and down will make things lighter and darker, down for dark, okay? We want everything to be dark, apart from the lights. If things are too bright, you just end up with these bright blobs. They're kind of not going to get any colour in them, but these ones have got colour. We don't want to lose the detail in the light, so we want that nice colour, okay? So you might need to adjust that, all right? If you don't know how to do that, it might be worth, you know, I've got an online phone course, or you could do a lesson and learn more about that kind of stuff, but this might give you a bit of an overview. You might be able to have a little bit of a look and work it out, okay? So yes, we need to focus on the thing that's close to us, and the aim is to get the lights in the background blurry. Okay. Now with the phone, you won't get as much blur as you do with the camera with that lens, okay? But we can add blur afterwards. So once we've taken some pictures, okay, you can try it from different angles, see how it looks, all right? Go into the app Snapseed, okay? I'm a big fan of Snapseed. I talk about that in the phone course and stuff like that because it's a free app made by Google, and you can do loads of fab stuff. It's quite easy to use, okay? So when you open a picture in Snapseed, go to Tools, okay? And the first thing I usually would do with that kind of picture is I will make it, turn the exposure down, go a bit darker, so your darks are nice and black and your colours are nice and bright, okay? Then what we need to do to get more blur in the background is use the lens blur tool, okay? When you go on the lens blur tool, you either get circle, you got a radial they call it, or you can kind of, what they call it, you've got the lines across, sort of linear kind of thing, okay? You can move that little blue dot up and down and close the lines closer together, and then slide your finger to the right to increase the blur strength, and that is how you're going to blur the background. You're going to blur the lights that you don't want to be in focus, okay? So it might be that you have, some of the lights at the bottom of the glass blurry and some in the background, all right? But that is an easy way of getting that kind of lovely light kind of effect in the background. It's adding some lens blur in the background, all right? So that is the easiest way to do it with your phone. It's not to worry too much about the fact that everything looks kind of in focus when you take the picture, but you can adjust it after. I did try it on my phone. Mine's an Android. I did try like portrait mode, because sometimes that naturally blurs the background. You can try things like that and see if that makes a big difference. The longer stream of lights you have, the better, because the bigger that distance, the easier it is to get the blur, all right? But try that. If you're not using your phone, you're not using a camera like mine, and you've got like a compact camera with a zoom, you should stand right back over there and use as much zoom as you can, so you can focus on here, and then that would be blurry. But again, I would be tempted to maybe get it onto the phone, take your picture on the, transfer it to the phone so you can edit in Snapseed and add some more blur, okay? But that's how you can kind of get that thing. It's all about having that distance, that depth is really important. And again, turning the room lights off, okay? And yeah, so you can have some fun with your Christmas lights. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.